bring it back to the present. With all being said, you guys know that sex work isn't just limited to prostitution, right?
So the thing is, like, most of the people, the way they perceive sex work, they always see the street-based sex work. So it's like any other job out there. There is people who are cleaners. There is people who are receptionists, secretary, and then we go on and on. Managers, directors will reach there. So in the sex industry as well, there is street-based sex workers, there is brothel sex workers, there is strippers, there is also the online sex workers, there is also international online sex workers. So it's depend about which level you are and where you recruited.
And it doesn't just end there though. It also includes third-party members in those spaces. Waiters, security, the drivers. Yeah, those niggas is hoes too. Obviously, prostitution is the OG. It's the Pele and Maradona of the sex industry combined. But as time progressed, we met the Beckhams and Chubby Ronaldos who ushered in a new age. You know how we mentioned that SA briefly emerged as one of the largest consumers of porn in the world? Well, it wasn't always that way. Not because people didn't want porn, but because the constitution made it near impossible. But all that changed. And in 1993, 3 important things happened in South Africa. First, 21 political parties approved a new interim constitution for South Africa. Second, Zozibini Tunzi was born. But most important, South Africa saw the debut of local versions of the big 3 internationally famous pornographic publications: Penthouse, Playboy, and Hustler, with Hustler being as hardcore and as explicit as the one in America. The following year, there was a big surge in pornographic content, and in 1994, just from January to June, these 3 publications sold upwards of 280,000 magazines collectively, with Hustler making up for almost 50% of those sales. This surge was partly because SA was soon to have a new and democratically liberal constitution, one in which the freedom of speech and expression was to be protected as a basic right. That and a nut. The man responsible for this adult content movement and bringing these publications to SA was Mr. Joe Toron, the Honorable. And by 1995, his products were selling an average of 500,000 copies a month. He was also famous for producing Lo Slave magazine, the first Afrikaans pornographic magazine, giving a lot of us a happy attachment to the language for the first time. On one of its covers, guys, he put a woman suggestively posing in front of the Voortrekker monument. If this is not a freedom fighter, I don't know what is. Talk about the long wank to freedom. Eventually, Mnet, the premium satellite service in conservative South Africa, got in on the action and began broadcasting the pornographic series Eden on Friday nights. And only 20 of their 930,000 subscribers launched complaints. Viva. By 1995, the porn industry was worth 25 million rand per month. Today, if you calculate it to inflation, that's worth upwards of 109 million rands. The porn industry could have bailed out Eskom. Now, at this time, there was still a lot of red tape around porn. But with the passing of the Films and Publication Act of 1996, restrictions eased up, without which we could have never seen adverts like this.
Get real Aussie girls on your mobile. Text vid 9 for Hannah's huge assets. Carly will go crazy for you. Text vid 10.
Get the hottest naked newsreaders on your mobile phone now for free and get the latest sports, weather and news videos sent to you daily. Just SMS HOT to 191222 now for your completely free trial.
Pure pleasure when you text play to 1993,000, where you can behave very, very good or very, very bad.
This probably got a lot of kids in trouble when they failed to unsubscribe. For those of us who didn't own a satellite, we were fine. ETV was holding us down, remember? At midnight. You remember. In 2010, the industry introduced us to a new name, a black name, the name Tau Morena, the founder of production company Sondeza, who produced and directed Mapona Volume 1, the first all-black South African porn movie. When other gents were busy with PE, this guy was busy with BBWs. Critics complained, citing how it was only 43 minutes long, guys, but that's the longest we'd seen black South Africans having sex on film. Napster.com only gave us some obscure number like 48 seconds at a time, and in low res. Critics also said, yeah, but there's no real distinct plot. Have you watched any local soapy? Tau came back from the dead like 3 times. They also said the use of condoms was way too obvious. Guys, the Department of Health should have funded this film. Not even Soul City could have touched this level of awareness. In fact, I think we should watch the full film every year on Heritage Day. It's a national treasure, this thing. Despite it being the best-selling South African porn film of all time, the stronghold of piracy cut their success short, and with it, the possibility of Mapuna Volume 2. Ironically, Sondeza's future, ayizange isondele. Another factor that was affecting the growth of the industry was the lack of distribution. During that time, there was a single distributor, JT Publishing. Now, I mean, you can kind of guess what the JT stands for, right? Yeah. Joe Taron, the magazine guy. Homie had the SA porn industry in a chokehold, and not in a sexy, kinky way. But this monopolization couldn't last long, and the adult content industry would continue to evolve in SA, and part of this was thanks to lockdown. Introducing the Cristiano and Lionel Messi of the sex work game, the goats of our time.
I did business, it didn't work out, COVID happened, and then I was like, where can I get money? So then I was like, hi man, let me do OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, so my label said that they're going to open an OnlyFans for me.
Oh.
What kind of content on OnlyFans?
Tipping and the gifts.
So apparently OnlyFans girls are suffering in South Africa.
I started OnlyFans this year.
From the videos I've made, it's $5,000, but it accumulates.
That's right. SA saw an increase of online sex work and OnlyFans creators in an attempt to make extra money because, yeah, dude, the pandemic was tough. Funny enough, the owners of OnlyFans say, yeah, but it isn't specifically purposed for sex work. But guys, if I saw it on my pastor's phone, I'm telling on. Mamfundisi, the site is mostly known for sex work. And even though sex work is still illegal in SA, SARS, an appendage of our government, taxes OnlyFans content producers just the same as any other working person. How crazy is it that this anti-sex work government, in the same breath, takes money from the same people they condemn for making their money in that way? This echoes the sentiments of sonke gender justice. Sex work is work. Ukansi spani spani. Legislation makes it difficult to get justice for groups like Sex Workers Education and Advocacy Task, also known as SWET, when the aim is not to, at least when it comes to human rights.
There are fresh calls for the decriminalization of sex work since the discovery of 6 bodies in a warehouse.
South Africa plans to decriminalize sex work, something the sex workers of South Africa have been campaigning for a pretty long time. The Cyril Ramaphosa government is all set to bring a law in this regard.
This bill, or the purpose of the bill, is to repeal the Sexual Offences Act of 1957. Meanwhile, some civil society organisations and communities have raised concerns about the impact this may have on a developing country like South Africa, which is already laden with social ills.
The proposal to decriminalise sex work in South Africa has sparked intense debate and controversy. The process is now at an advanced stage, with public hearings into the matter having already wrapped up.
The Criminal Law, Sexual Offences and Related Matters Amendment Bill proposes removing all criminal penalties relating to work, including pimping, which has been already approved at the first stage.
All these new forms of sex work sparked conversations around it. And for the first time, we were allowed to say the word prostitutes without first doing this. This set the stage for the entertainment industry to delve into this taboo topic, seeing the destigmatization of sexual content and the rise of shows like This Body Works For Me, Sex in Afrikaans, and groundbreaking show The Black Door featuring SK Khoza in a role you know was made for him. One can only hope that this trajectory will lead us to what would be the ultimate achievement for most sex workers in the country: decriminalization. That it may be seen as the respectable profession that it is. Maybe one day you'll be able to study it at a university. Ufundani angishaye second year ngani blowjob utholeni 69 mara yabona na 69 ipass. Sex workers are tired of being likened to Malevolent when the only thing they have in common is it's just a money that they want. Legislation will also afford better protection for sex workers, better working conditions, and less discrimination and stigma. I mean, when you think about it, proctologists and gynaes do similar stuff, most. It's just less fun. As a society, we must come to a space where we recognize our hypocrisy. What is considered right and moral has gone left and right since the beginning of time. Many conservative people in the past would add layers of cloth to make their booties pop. We report people for showing their breasts online, but celebrate amachichi with their titties out at the Reed dance. And even with this, we want to shame our sex workers and porn stars like Xolim Feka. Bro, Pornhub snitched. Someone in South Africa is watching her work, and what fine work it is. Maybe we stigmatize sex workers because we've only enjoyed the work in the dark. Maybe we're afraid because it feels like in letting them practice in the light, they expose our secrets in the process. Or maybe it just feels wrong to decriminalize something your culture and religion says is despicable. I say let God deal with that while we deal with the saving of their lives. Goodbye.